beyond the fall. Alright, so yeah, long ago, the world of Verra was besieged by a great calamity, brought about by the primary antagonists of the world, the Ancients and the Others. A corruption befell the land, twisting and perverting every facet of nature, spawning hideous beings of every description. So that's probably the Undying that we were talking about earlier. From troll-like creatures to towering behemoths, nothing escaped its touch. Granted by divine intervention from the gods of creation, the goddess of creation, much of the population fled Verra through towering gateways, seeking refuge in a world void of magic, the world of Sanctus, which that little divine gate right there is what everyone was escaping through. Some unlucky citizens that make it through, though, the gateways in time. So those are the people that lived in the Underrealm. Those are the Tulnar. And as it says right here, so soon after the Exodus, the gateways damned and became dormant. Centuries turned to millennia, burying them beneath myriad calamities. Over eons, history became legend, and legend became history. Then even the great legends were last forgotten. And as we know from Lord of the Rings, you know, when you forget history, you forget about the ring, you know, all that stuff.
Gollum.
Yeah.
My Pratchett never exists.
Well, I mean, they completely forgot. Like nobody knew like, but what the ring was, unless you like looked way back. So I mean, and it was crazy because it was the most powerfulest thing that would have killed them all, and they never even knew about it. It says the Tolvar evolved as a combination of the four parent races that were left behind on Verra, so they didn't make it into the gate. The world in ashes lay devoid of civilization for centuries until now. And we'll let Missy go into Sanctus and the Verdant Keeper.
Yeah, I think that the Tulnar might be a little bit bitter that they were left behind there for millennia.
Yeah.
I have to see how that plays out.
Right.
So we have Sanctus. Sanctus is the world where the people of Verra found their sanctuary. Very little will be revealed about the Sanctus story arc prior to the betas. A long time ago, everybody lived on a planet called Verra. Something cataclysmic happened that forced people from that world to another world called Sanctus. Verra is a place of really high magic. Sanctus is a place with no magic whatsoever. People escape through these portals into the world of Sanctus. They had to rediscover technology because so much of their current technology was based on magic. So they had to figure out how to interact with the world. Thousands and thousands of years go by. A long dark age passes. This history that I just told you falls into myth and legend. After this time passes, these portals reopen and the players are going to take part of people who are coming through those portals once again back to the world of Verra to rediscover that magic, rediscover their history, and try to figure out what happened to this world to force them out of it. Sanctus is a key story arc that will likely have very little revealed about it prior to the beta.
Sounds like real life. Sanctus is Earth. And
yeah,
we all just
to Earth.
Yep. And we were taken away. Yeah, so he's definitely kind of reaching, or whoever the story person is, definitely going into the Greek mythology with the different gods. But then I almost feel like in a way it's a different way of looking at it. But it's like people were brought to Earth because, you know, even though like we've heard stories about like, you know, it's like, I mean, dragons and minotaurs and, you know, mythology, all this other stuff, and it's kind of like went away, right? So it's like all the magic left Earth, and we've just had to use technology practically. So interesting. Yeah, like I said, I think this has a lot of cool new lore that can really be expanded upon. So I'm excited for it. So, the Verdant Keeper.
The Verdant Keeper are a sect of people that keep track of all the things that are necessary to have successful crops and to grow things and to make sure that the cultivation of these things allows a society or civilization to keep growing. So, in the transition from Verra to Sanctus, these people had to kind of relearn how to grow things without magic. There were druid like people before, and now we kind of have to go to this place where there's no magic to support those things. So they spend their time learning about the world and learning about it in sort of a scientific way and keeping track of all of these seasons of the different years, of the decades, of the centuries that go by to sort of create a map for themselves and the civilizations that they support. Kind of a means to be successful in growing crops and keeping people healthy and happy. As the months come and go and the hand of winter looms over the land, various farmers of Verra take time to celebrate the fortune granted to them by the Verdant Keeper. Hearths are stoked, candles are lit, and fragrant delicacies are prepared. A massive celebration of food and drink takes place, marking the culmination of their hard work and preparation for the harsh, cold months to come. Should the celebrations go well, they say the keeper will bless the next spring with a brand new harvest ready to be plucked.
Well, there you go. Sounds like that's going to be something that has to deal with probably like farming or something.
Yeah, which I guess we'll be doing on our freeholds.
Right.
And then selling our wares.
Yeah. Tulnar.
Or the Underrealm. Oh, the Tulnar is supposed
yeah, Tulnar, and then and then the Underrealm. Yeah.
All right.
So Tulnar. Let's see. Yeah, these ones. Not too much to crazy read here. So Tulnar is a playable race. Like I said, we've said that it's the 9th race. Fled to the Underrealm to escape the corruption that befell Verra. The Tulnar is a combination of 4 major races, many minor races that were left behind on Verra after the apocalypse. This was previously stated to be 3 different races. Tulnar stands for the Forgotten. Tulnar are not restricted to the Underrealm. There are no factions, as we've stated before. Tulnar eat many things. Tulnar.
I don't like the sound of that.
Right. Tulnar are not a result of corruption. So they aren't corrupted. They've just procreated with anything and everything. Let's put it that way. So, now I will say the Tulnar, if I can get sort of a like dragon looking character,
then maybe. You'll be Tulnar.
So we'll see. Like I said, but if it's more of a lizard thing, I don't know. It just depends. Like if they're like Elder Scrolls lizard people, no. Like if you're gonna be a lizard, I want you to be like shrouched. I want you to have like a crazy tail, like almost kind of like a worgen, look like. And from what the shadows that they've showed of them, they look like they are that. So if they are like that, like I will definitely take a look at that. So yeah, so there's some other corruption. Were the Tulnar a result of corruption or in their creation, or was it purely a kind of crossbreeding between multiple minor and major races that existed in the Underrealm during the after the apocalypse? They are not a result of corruption. So there's no corruption that was taken into account during their creation. So, yeah, they're just a product of inbreeding, crossbreeding, and their environment. So, but they do, I guess they're not restricted though, like it said, to the Underrealm, but I know that's kind of like where their main thing is. And I could say from the Underrealm, like so when we go into the actual world and stuff, we'll be showing a video off on that. The Underrealm, to me, I just watched the Avatar movie again, and when it's nighttime on Avatar, everything's glowing and pretty. Like you don't even need lights because it's just really vibrant.
Luminescent.
Yeah, the Underrealm's going to be the same way. So, all right, Missy, the Underrealm.
The Underrealm is a rich environment where bioluminescence abounds in the fauna and flora that exist here. These deep caverns and underground valleys provide new destinations for civilization to develop. Bringing the node system into the depths of the world may awaken darker creatures than the surface. The Underrealm is, yeah, we don't need to know how big it is. The expansiveness of the Underrealm itself is quite large. It does persist across a lot of the playable game area that's above ground. So there are alternatives in the Underrealm for passages and traversal throughout the world. One of the aspects of the lore behind the Tulnar was that in the pantheon of gods that exist, having foretold the future through the goddess of fate to the goddess of creation, these areas in the Underrealm were created to allow for refuge for which the gods knew would be left behind that couldn't make it to Sanctus. So that was a pre-thought there in the creation of the Underrealm to facilitate that realm where refugees could seek. That was a really bad put together sentence.
Right.
We plan to have the Underrealm really pervasive throughout the game itself, a part of the open world. It will introduce some unique elements such as the type of monsters you see, the type of crops you can grow, and houses you can have.
That's probably where you're going to be, Missy.
What?
Well, I mean, your skin and all that stuff for the
Oh,
pack
we're
that
going to
you
be in the
got.
forest.
I don't know.
We're going to be in the forest.
It's luminescent. Might have to throw you underneath the ground. Keep you underneath there.
No.
Yeah.
No. No.
Yep,
I
yep,
want to be
yep.
underground.
Nope.
No,
I am
no, no.
underground.
I spent a long time underground. I don't want to be underground anymore. I don't want to be. No underground.
Yes, underground. All
No.
right, the return. What was once buried has risen again. The gateways have opened, reigniting the link to the ancient world in which, where did that? In each of the four once great capital cities of the ancient world. So it sounds like what we're probably going to do is we're probably going to come out of the gate, and other people's already been there, reestablishing the capital cities again. You know, it'd be cool though over time if we actually, even if it was just updates on the game, that the cities rebuilt themselves over time. I think that'd be pretty cool. Vast expeditions were sent through the gateways to discover this beautiful and perilous magical realm. Players arrive in Verra to explore, rebuild, and repopulate their place of origin. Ancient treasures and wondrous adventures await those who dare to disturb the dark realms of evil that inhabit this land. From now on, the choices of these adventurers will influence how the story unfolds. I heard a lot of people asking, was you from a technological
That's what
standpoint,
makes these hard.
right? Where do the
I
people?
heard a lot of people asking was, from a technical standpoint, where
Yep.
it needs commas.
Yeah. Where the people returning stand in relation to their civilization was before the fall, and I think that in some regards they haven't quite even attained what their people were able to achieve before the Exodus. So we're going to be kind of reestablishing, it'd be like us going into a magical realm and going like, oh, like, you know, you don't use gasoline to make a fire here, you say a spell, like, so it'd be, you don't, if you want fresh water, I mean, you have to go get it for one, or, so it'd be different and exciting, I think, so.